PKPMTB, the newest YouTube enthusiast's second video. In our second video, Leonardo, the unicorn, picked the book Goodnight Moon, such a classic. The main reason that Leonardo picked this is because it was his favorite book when he was just a little baby sparkle, that's what they call baby unicorns, that he used to fall asleep to when his mom would read it and dad would read it to him. So we have Goodnight Moon, which was written, at least my version, by Margaret Wise Brown, and the pictures are by Clement Hurd. Let's get into the good stuff. In the great green room, by the way, the unicorn had a green room when he was growing up, there was a telephone and a red balloon and a picture of, can't wait, I want to know what it is. Turn the page. The cow jumping over the moon. That's a pretty large jump for a cow. And there were 3 little bears sitting on chairs. Not doing much else though, they're just hanging out. Think they'd be doing something. I guess it's nighttime. And 2 little kittens and a pair of mittens. And a little toy house. And a young mouse in the far little corner. You almost miss him if you aren't looking close enough. And a comb, and a brush, and a bowl full of mush, and a quiet old lady who was whispering, hush. Good night, room. Oh, look, it's still light out. It's dark outside, but in the room there's still light. You can still see the cats are playing. Everybody's having a good time. It's not time for bed yet. But let's get ourselves into practice. We're going to say goodnight to everything. First, Goodnight Moon. There's where the title came from. Goodnight cow jumping over the moon. Still impressive that cow could jump that high. I'd like to see that someday. But only in a unicorn's dream. Goodnight light and the red balloon. Goodnight bears and goodnight chairs. Oh, look, little bunny's looking up at the painting. Good night, kittens, who also should be in bed. And good night, mittens, as they hang up to dry after you must have been outside playing in the nice cold. Good night, clocks, and good night, socks. Oh, the kittens are laying down. People are starting to wind down here. Good night, little house. And good night, mouse. Everybody getting calm now, ready for bed. Good night, comb, and good night, brush. Do you see the mouse warming himself by the fire? Good night, nobody. Good night, mush. And good night to the old lady whispering, hush. Look, the kitties are staring at her. That's so silly. Good night, stars. Good night, air. Good night, noises everywhere. Leonardo the unicorn thanks you for hanging out and reading Goodnight Moon with him. Here's our thought for the day. Appreciate the moment. Remember the small things.